Hello and welcome. I'm Sarah, the voice that opens each episode of You're Probably Right. If this is your first time here, I'm glad you found us. This show is built on real experiences and honest reflection. Nothing rushed, nothing performative, just conversations meant to meet you where you are. In a moment, you'll hear from MCM, the voice behind this space. Each episode comes from lived experience and thoughtful insight, not trends or quick takes. So get a drink, fluff your pillow, or just press pause on the outside noise.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It is I, MCM, and you are listening to a special episode of You're Probably Right. Why is it special, you say? Or you ask? It's episode 300. Now, I don't have something with bells and whistles, and I'm not on video, unless, of course, somebody's made a video out of this, which I could see happening. I just got a wild idea for video. I'm going to do it soon, too, so look for it not far after 300. Okay. From heartbreak to healing. If that's where you are, at the beginning of, in the middle of, maybe you're through it, this one's for you. The pain of being used and overlooked. You gave so much of yourself to someone. Your love, your energy, your care, only to feel cast aside. It's a gut-wrenching kind of hurt when you realize you've been used, neglected, or taken for granted by the very person that you cherished, you loved, you cared for, you sacrificed for. Sacrifices they don't even know, or sacrifices they knew of, but didn't care. You might be replaying every moment, wondering how someone could drain you dry, and then leave you to figure things out all alone. Let me assure you, you are not alone in this feeling. Many of us have loved someone who didn't fully, or as we think about it, probably didn't love us at all. We were a utility for them. We were a stabilizer for them. We were a caregiver for them. You know, as Dolly Parton once said, there's nothing quite as sad as one-sided love. When one doesn't care at all and the other cares too much. If that hits home, well, take a deep breath. We're going to talk about how to heal from this. Feeling used in a relationship doesn't just break your heart. It chips away at your confidence, your nervous system, your abilities, your calmness into anxiety. Every time your needs were dismissed or you were feeling minimized, it sent you little messages like, you don't matter, but you don't matter as much. Over time, those messages stack. They stack up until what was once a solid sense of self starts to crumble. The most painful part is that you might even start to believe it. Ernest Hemingway described it, well, the most painful thing is losing yourself in the process of loving someone too much and forgetting that you are special too. Wonder how many people listening to this feel that. If you've felt yourself fading, questioning your worth because of how they treated you, remember that their failure to value you doesn't determine your value. In truth, you're not worthless. You're underappreciated, for sure. They didn't see your worth they chose to ignore it. But that doesn't mean it isn't there. It is there, and it's intact, even if right now you feel hurt and empty. When giving your all leaves you drained, maybe you tried even harder when you felt them slipping away. You gave, you gave, you gave, you fixed, you gave, you pardoned, hoping your loyalty and love would finally be enough for them. It's a natural response. When our confidence dips, many of us overgive, trying to earn love or approval, hoping to get love. You think, if I just do a bit more, just one more little thing, that'll get them on my side. They'll appreciate me. They'll treat me right. Spoiler alert, that rarely works in reality. It does in Disney, though. The more you give, the less you seem to get in return, actually. And the less you get, the more you feel you must keep giving to keep things together. It becomes a vicious cycle that leaves you exhausted, even more undervalued, if you could be, right? The one day you wake up completely drained, emotionally, maybe even physically, financially. It's not because you weren't good enough, though. It's because you were pouring into someone who only took and took without giving back. Eventually, the glass is going to be empty, right? If you just keep pouring it out. As one relationship coach vividly put it, you can put all of your effort into trying to make someone happy, but there comes a time when you become tired of trying to fill a bucket that is leaking from the inside. Think about that. You were trying to fill a bucket full of holes. No matter how much love you poured in, it leaked out. The problem was never that you were not enough. It's that they were never prepared to hold on to what you offered. I want you to hear this loud and clear. Caring for someone is not a weakness. Your kindness, your willingness to give are beautiful qualities. The fact that someone took advantage of those qualities is on them, not you. Some people sadly are selfish or broken in ways that make them incapable of reciprocating love in healthy ways. One person commented insightfully that when a partner treats you poorly, they're really teaching you to live without them. Some people are just selfish, and nothing but leaving them to play their games alone is the right solution, really. In other words, their mistreatment of you ultimately forces you to realize you deserve better. The question is, what does it take? It's a hard lesson, I'm telling you. But sometimes the only way to win back your peace is to walk away or let them walk away. Because if they can't see the value in your support and your love, then that's their loss, even if right now it feels like yours, because it's probably fresh. Releasing toxic attachment. When you've been used and cast aside, it's easy to fixate on what you did wrong or how you might get them back. But ask yourself, would getting them back truly fix the pain? If nothing changes in their behavior, you'd just be signing up for more neglect, more pain. As painful as this chapter might be teaching you, or your whatever it was, whatever it taught you, but to release someone, if anything, it taught you to release someone, sorry, who only brought you down. There's a powerful quote by George Leedy that says, "Release the toxic and infectious spreader of misery. Take back your heart. Reclaim your self-esteem and leave the toxic be. Let that sink. Take back your heart. You spent enough time and tears on someone who didn't treasure it. It's time to focus on healing your heart and self-esteem. And that doesn't come by attaching yourself to people who have no heart, no love for God, no care in the world for someone like you who's giving of your time and your efforts and whatever it is else you're giving. And I'm sorry, even if they're hurt, even if they're broken, or should I say, especially if they're broken, especially if they're hurt, then they should know what it's like. Somebody says, oh, that's harsh. Well, if you're hurt right now, as I'm talking, as you're listening to this, would you now turn around and try to hurt somebody else because you were hurt? And now it's somebody else's time to pay? I mean, if that's your style, then there's already things that none of my episodes would ever help you with. That's something you got to take to God to help you with, because feeling pain and just if your first thought in pain is not to soothe the pain, ease the pain, it's not that, it's to keep it in and jab it out to somebody else at the same time, and somehow that's going to satisfy you while you're feeling pain, then yeah, you're broken. But at the same time, you have to know at some level that it's just not cool to do it to somebody else because it's so fresh in your own life. And I guess I can beat that dead horse, but I mean, if you're not there to understand it, then you're not there yet. Maybe a part of you hopes they'll realize they made a mistake and come racing back, groveling, begging, right? Apologizing. Maybe they even have tried to creep back into your life after hurting you. Be careful here. Often when a person realizes your value only after you're gone, it's not a sudden epiphany. of respect. It's just them missing the benefits of you and what you provided. That is hard to take because that's not your hope. As one observer pointed out, most of the time, that kind of person only wishes to be back to behave the same old way, the way they want to, not the way it would be good for both. They might miss your kindness, your support, the fact that you took care of them, but that's not the same as true change or genuine love. Don't let a few sweet words, actions, behaviors, things lure you back into a toxic cycle. Not everyone deserves a second chance in every situation to have a seat at your table. Especially if they're have already shown you who they are multiple times. Now, I'm not talking about forgiveness because I believe I'm one of those 70 and 7 times forgivers in a day. Or what the Bible says, how many times you forgive somebody in a day. You can look it up in your Bible or Google it. Holy Bible, 66 books of the Bible, Old King James or New American Standard. So I do believe everybody deserves second chances in some situations. So you may not let them do or be in the same situation. Maybe you can't. Maybe that life has changed and you can't get a second chance in that way. But I mean, at forgiveness, you can always forgive a person. They just might not get the same opportunities. You understand? There's a difference. People think that to forgive, that means you have to let the person do the same thing they did before. No. Some opportunities when you get forgiven get taken away, maybe because of time, life situations. You understand? It's like saying you did something to your wife and she moved away from you and then she got married. You can't come back 5 years and say, hey, I'm back. It's like, no, she's married. So even though she forgives you, you can't have her back. You understand? So you can think of that in many, many various different situations. So that's my explanation. And rather than just keeping it, not everyone deserves a second chance. But I mean, anyhow, it's okay. In fact, it's healthy to set firm boundaries. Now, you don't have to answer their calls. Don't have to. Just because the phone rings. I told somebody one time, just because the phone rings, it doesn't mean I have to answer it or text. You don't owe them an explanation for choosing yourself. Remember that. If you allow people to make more withdrawals than deposits in your life, you will be out of balance and in the negative and have nothing to give anyone. Think about that. Know when to close the account. Closing the account cuts off access to someone who only withdraws from yours, from your spirit. It isn't cruel. It's self-preservation. There comes a point when you have to, as they say, as the saying goes, stop crossing oceans for people who wouldn't even jump a puddle for you. That means stop expending monumental efforts for someone who wouldn't make even a tiny effort for you. This isn't about being bitter. It's about being realistic and fair to yourself. You deserve relationships, romantic or otherwise, where the care flows both ways to the best of the other person's ability. Where you don't have to beg for bare minimum, where your energy is met with equal energy and your love with love. And let me just be really straight. Just because somebody gives equal energy out of their body and out of your body, it might still show up different, but you'll be able to tell that it's happening. You won't have to question whether or not they're trying. Healing and rebuilding your self-worth. So how do you start to heal after all this? First, give yourself permission to feel what you feel. Because at the end of the day, it is what it is. You've been through turmoil, betrayal, heartbreak, exhaustion. It's okay to be hurt or angry. It's okay to mourn the relationship you thought you had. That's understandable. Or maybe the future you envisioned with this person. Healing starts with acknowledging the pain. Instead of burying it, listen, you might even say out loud, I was used. I was hurt. Maybe you want to say it. I was used. I was hurt. But it's not my fault. But then at the end of the day, if the pain cuts deep enough, fault doesn't even matter. When you're humbly looking at your situation, earnestly, just clean, just looking at it for what it is, it's just the disappointment that you feel. It's not about the blame. It's that you wish somebody cared and you realize they don't. It's not the blame. That's why some people don't get it. Some people are harder than others, right? In various ways. Because truly, it isn't your fault. The end of the relationship is not a failure on your part. It's a reflection of the other person's inability to appreciate a good thing. As one writer put it, if you walked away from a toxic, negative, abusive, one-sided relationship, you won. It was a situation that happened, and you walked away, and you're still here. It might not feel like a victory today, but choosing or being forced to let go of someone who was wrong for you opens the door to something better down the line. In time, you will see this more clearly. Now, it's time to reclaim yourself. All the love and care you were giving out, it's time to turn it inward. Start with small steps every single day. Right now, you might feel like your self-esteem is in shambles, but it can be rebuilt bit by bit. You don't need a grand miracle to begin. It's the small wins that really count. Maybe today you get out of bed and take a walk outside, or maybe just around the house. Or cook yourself a nice meal, small victory. Maybe tomorrow you finally say no to something you really don't want to do. That's another victory. Every time you honor your own needs, you remind yourself that you matter. You can love you. Life coach Luke insists that even tiny actions like setting a small boundary and keeping to it helps piece your confidence back together. Love builds confidence. You gotta love yourself to get that confidence back up. Surround yourself with people who actually make you feel good about yourself. Friends or family who value you, not for what you do for them. And most importantly, remind yourself daily, your worth is not up for negotiation. Anyway, that means nobody. Listen, let me read this here. Most importantly, remind yourself daily, your worth is not up for negotiation. That means no one gets to dictate how worthy of love and respect you are. Not an ex, not anyone. You are worthy by default. Now, at the same time, obviously, you don't think higher of yourself than you ought to, if you know what that means. But nobody should be drilling you into the ground. Okay? You're you, they're them. They're not more special or more important than you are. Now, they might be at their job or in their position of whatever they do in that sense, but person to person, nope. You know what they say? What is that saying? It says, I can't remember. It says something like, but for something there go I. But the point is that it could be just by chance that situation that you see somebody going through or in could have been you just as easily. Things just have to change. And you think about how many different things you do every day, every year that could have gone different, and think about every little situation that, you know, you're here, but you could have passed away. And not that everybody has these crazy life death, near death experiences, but you pressing the brakes and not going through when it was green and a car whipping through that could have hit you if you were obeying the law or paying attention. For some reason you didn't. You know, those little weird situations that happen, or you drive through a red light. If there were any cars coming, you'd have been gonzo, but you weren't paying attention. That happened to me twice in like a week, years ago. I don't know what was going on. It was just like I was glitching or something, It's really strange. But anyway, the point is nobody gets to dictate your worth. You are worthy of respect. You are wonderfully and fearfully made by God. You are a creation. As you heal, practice telling yourself the truth, that you deserve love and care, and you deserve them freely given. It's that inner voice of doubt that says, maybe I deserve how I was treated. Challenge it, because that's a lie your hurt is telling you. Or maybe memories, or you hear somebody's voice in your head. I don't know. Replace it with healthier truth. I love how author Billy Chapata advises. Stop feeding connections that don't feed you. Stop spending so much time filling others while you're starved for love. You are deserving too. You are deserving too. You do not have to set yourself on fire to keep someone else warm. Instead, start tending to your own needs and hopes. Revisit the things that light you up, the hobbies, the dreams, the friends you may have set aside. Little by little, invest in yourself. Each day that you choose to care about how you feel is a day you take back in power. Healing also means learning from the past so you can build a better future. This doesn't mean you caused the bad behavior, but maybe there were red flags you ignored, probably, or boundaries you were afraid to actually set. It's okay. You're learning. Next time you'll recognize the signs of someone taking more than they give. You remember that your job is not to convince someone to treat you right. If they don't see your worth, that's on them, and that's where you should know, right there. And you'll remember that true love never demands that you lose yourself. A healthy relationship will never require you to be a doormat. In fact, one commenter who went through a similar journey said, I've learned major boundaries this year. after being a doormat for so long. It's wild. I'm very proud of my growth. You too will reach a point where you can be proud of how far you've grown because every day you enforce a boundary or choose not to return to toxicity, you are growing stronger. You grasshopper. No. Moving forward and stronger. You got this, man. Listen. Right now, it might feel like you'll never quite be the same. And you know what? Maybe you won't be the same. I mean, you're older now, right? You're stronger. You got wounds you didn't have before. You've healed in places that you didn't need healing before. Or you didn't know. You can come out of this with clearer vision about what you deserve and a stronger commitment to loving yourself. Surviving this kind of emotional turmoil often forges a new understanding within us. It doesn't mean that pain was worth it, but it means you can turn it into something worthwhile. You're going to have more empathy for yourself now, I hope, and hopefully for others at the same time. More patience. You've been through enough hurt. It's time to give yourself some care. Healing is not an overnight journey. It's okay if some days you feel like you've moved on and other days you feel triggered and you're in pain. Be gentle with yourself in those moments. Remind yourself, as our earlier source said, hold on, sorry, you're stronger than you know. Truly, you are stronger than you know. As you move forward, forward, keep in mind that seeking support is not a sign of weakness. Does it sound better like that? No, I'm just joking. But a sign of wisdom. Talk to a trusted friend, a counselor, or join a support group, whatever feels right. You don't have to figure things out all by yourself, even if it feels like you were left alone. Others have walked this path and can understand. You might be surprised how many people will say, I've been through something similar. One survivor of a toxic relationship wrote a message to others saying, reach out to others for help because you're not alone. It's true, you're not alone in this, and you never need to be. There are people ready to listen and help, but they can't help if you hide your pain in isolation. So don't be afraid to reach out. Your voice matters. Your story isn't over. In closing, I want to speak directly to the part of you that's feeling hopeless and unlovable. You are enough, just as you are. Because you are you. That's it. Not to say that you're high and mighty, not to say that you're better than others, not to say that you're a complete finished work. But just as you are enough to match with another person. We all have stuff to work on. Nobody has arrived. If you've arrived, then you're probably dead. And you're going to arrive however you arrived at that point. Being mistreated by someone says nothing about your worth. And everything about theirs. It may be hard to trust or open up again, but don't let one awful chapter define the rest of your book. Turn the page. Turn the page. It's a blank page. Turn the page. And you'll find a new character. People who appreciate you waiting in the next chapter. Take your time. Heal at your own pace. But know this, the fact that you care deeply is not a flaw. It's a strength. Going forward, you'll learn to direct the strength toward those who truly deserve it, including yourself. You have a big heart with some boundaries and wisdom to gain, or some wisdom and boundaries you have gained. That heart is still going to lead you to beautiful places and people. Until then, keep taking care of you. Do the little things that make you smile. Celebrate that you survived a storm or storms, because you have, and you're here to talk about it. You're still here, still fighting for yourself. And that's something to be proud of. From the bottom of my heart, I promise you this. The way you feel today is not how you'll feel forever. Little by little, some quicker than others, some slower than others, the wounds will heal though. The energy returns and the hope for tomorrow sparks again. One day you'll look back and realize that being left to figure things out on your own pushed you to find your own strength. You'll have rebuilt a life where you're not just surviving, but thriving. And when that day comes, you'll see that you didn't really lose the person who left, they lost you, and you found yourself again. Keep going. You've got this. And a brighter future awaits. Listen, not everyone will appreciate the light you bring, the work you bring, the effort you bring, the love you bring, the care you bring, the smile you bring. But never dim it for them. Never dim it. Save it for those who will cherish it and bask in it. And cherish yourself also. You have to do that first. You got to put your mask on first. You deserve nothing less, right? Stay strong, stay hopeful, and know that better days and better loves are ahead. You are worthy of the love and care you keep trying to give others. And you will find it when you start by giving it to yourself. Keep shining. You're doing great. And even if it doesn't feel like it right now, I'll tell you to trust in God. The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous run in, and they are saved. Trust this journey of healing. It's leading you back to a place of joy, peace, and self-love. But remember, above all, love God. Read his word. Get a Bible. Read his word. You find out that Jesus is love. And once you find out the care that he has for you, trust me, it changes things. I mean, I didn't mean to turn it into a Christian talk, but at the end of the realities of all the realities, our reality is in the Word of God, 66 books of the Bible. And yeah, listen, you've come this far and you're going to be okay. In fact, you're going to be more than okay. You're going to be powerful because you're already on your way there. And listen, funny thing is, I'm reading the end of this, and I as you know, I don't read everything. Some things I go off script, obviously. The funny thing is, I was here reading this, and and trying to be 100% positive and saying things are going to be better. But it's like, not that she's right here. I think of my sister, my sister who passed away from cancer years ago. And I remember her regret, and if I think of it one way, I would say it, exactly how I was saying it, but I wasn't feeling comfortable saying it because sometimes things aren't going to be better in reality. I'm not here to blow smoke up anybody's, But still, the outlook you have for whatever you have to go through now can be better if you look at it differently. Many of us will have more opportunities for love. Not every one of us is going to be in another relationship for various reasons, though. But still appreciate where you have come from and where you are now. If you're through, then you're through. Maybe the reason why you've learned these lessons is so that you can help somebody else. It's not so you can be on the mountaintop. And maybe your mountaintop is being able to help someone not have to go through what you went through, or help them while they're going through what you went through. Maybe the satisfaction of helping someone else is going to feel good, or maybe even better than you'd feel for yourself. You never know. But I had to throw that, just being genuine to who I am and to how I feel sometimes, I just, and it's probably trauma, thinking about, my sister, me and her, we were the only ones that were able to get into the hospital. At that time it was, lockdown time, and we're in the hospital, and I just can never forget her voice saying, but said my name and said, I haven't even had kids, got married, or whichever way she said it. But some of us have had a lot of opportunities and we've messed things up too. How many chances do you want at being able to do one thing? You know what I mean? Time keeps ticking into the future. Anyhow, y'all, I'm just kind of shooting the proverbial stuff. So I will just cut this one off. I like hanging out with y'all. I always envision I have some nice laid back listeners who care about things that I care about as well. And that's what draws us together. Anyhow, until next time, I'm MCM, and this is You're Probably Right. Take care of yourself.
Hey, come check out You're Probably Right podcast. Society is getting more unpredictable every day, but at the same time, predictable in its unpredictability. Say that 4 times real fast. Come with me as I attempt to find clarity in all the fog while staying way outside the box and kicking the box way down the road with my size 12 dogs. I use the Bible, experience, education, fortune, misfortune, life's lessons, life's mistakes to sort through all the mess. I talk about news, God, God, self-help, sports, sickness, health, music, parenting, love, humbleness, hurt, pain, joy, and all the things that might make you say, I never thought of it that way. Hopefully, anyway. Also, I take a stab at answering tough and not so tough questions, and all the while, understand that, listen, sometimes you end up in the hot seat and there's no thermostat. Well, that's how it is here. And because there's no topic, very few topics off the table, Torontonians will understand that Doug Ford reference there. Hopefully the podcast will be helpful and uplifting. And hey, maybe you'll find your own private Idaho here somewhere. Hope to see you soon.